and strong. Talking Tigers all morning long. Saints exceed headlines on the screen. Breaking it down with a little caffeine. Grab your mug, come on in. Let's wake this day and let it begin. It's Morning Scone. Everybody on. Coffee's hot and the news is strong. Purple gold, black and gold. Stories waiting to be told from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. Talking sports and everything between. Wake up, smile, let's get it on. Start your day with Morning Scone. It's Morning Scone. Everybody on. Coffee's hot and the news is strong. Purple gold, black and gold. Stories waiting to be told from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. Talking sports and everything between. Wake up, smile, let's get it on. Start your day with Morning Scone. Where the coffee's hot, the takes are hotter.
Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. Remember, if you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parish. Unique physique, unique aesthetics and wellness, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Bo, Koch Brothers Premium Cigars, code MAT15, 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 15% off your order. And of course, FMOL Health, our Lady of the Lake Championship Health partner of LSU Athletics. So glad to have you all with us here back home. Glad to be back home. Not going to lie, I wish I was still at the beach, but glad to be back home. And excited for a great day. Man, last night was something, y'all. I was trying to get my Locked On episode done last night and had a total technical meltdown and malfunction. And by 1 o'clock in the morning, it was a scene in here. But anyway, so I woke up early, had to get my Locked On done early this morning. Already been editing stuff for the website. So a little later start here on Morning Scone. But then next week, Drew's back at St. Lillian for camp. And so we're back to I think we're doing 7:15, right? So starting on Monday, we'll be back on our regular schedule. So anyway, all right, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Glad to have y'all hanging out with us. Let us know what you got percolating there, and we'll get to questions and comments and all that good stuff. So thanks for being here with us. Brad, good morning. Thomas, good morning. Antonio, good morning, Matt. Couldn't stop laughing. E-Rock destroyed my name in the car yesterday. I had so many comments yesterday from people who were watching the episode. If you're watching now and you missed yesterday's In Transit episode, I was driving, so Erica was reading all the comments. And we are sort of polar opposites with grammar and English and things like that. I'm obviously a nerd with all that stuff. She is not. And so some of the names she just butchered. And it's pretty funny. Anyway. Yes, she did butcher yours, Antonio, but the levity is good. Hey, Bubba, Leon, good morning. Brad, what coaches do you think be their last SEC media days? I think Beamer is in trouble. Yeah, good question, Brad. What's interesting is so last year there were no new coaches. There was no turnover in the SEC last year, which is always surprising because with a league that big, and the expectation everywhere to win because you make such an investment in the SEC and coaches' salaries and staff and now roster and every budget, if you don't win, someone usually is, heads are going to roll. So it's odd that a year ago there were no new coaches. Well, this year there's 6. LSU with Kiffin, Ole Miss with Golding, Florida with Summerall, Arkansas. Sad not to see Sam Pittman, to be real, but Arkansas with Silverfield there, Kentucky with Stein, and Auburn with Golish. So 6 new coaches in a league of 16 teams. That's a significant number. Now, who's probably at their last media days? Yeah, I mean, Beamer is sort of the one that everyone looks at and says, yeah, man, probably on borrowed time at this point. If they have, with Sellers coming back, if they have another disappointing season, then that could be it for Beamer. I think Mississippi State's going to be patient with Jeff Lebby, and I think he's got them going in the right direction. Sark is, unless if Sark leaves for the NFL, which there have been those rumors. I mean, I think that's maybe more of a likely scenario than a coach being fired, something along those lines. And then you could look at DeBoer at Alabama. They just gave him the ridiculous contract extension, which there was no need to do it. But maybe that cements him there further. But what happens if they have another 4-loss season? He's going to keep churning off 4-loss seasons at Bama. It's hard to believe. They're going to have a come up eventually. So, I mean, Clark Lee's not going anywhere at Vanderbilt. They gave him an extension. If he was going to leave, he had that opportunity to go. Josh Heupel's interesting because they were in the playoff a couple of years ago, significant step back last year, and now not having Joe Aguilar, big question at quarterback. Tennessee could regress further. Is Heupel in trouble potentially? Brent Venables last year certainly seemed to steady things, making the playoff. Now John Mateer's back and healthy, so we'll see. Hey, Farmer Brown, good morning. Brett, good morning. Michael, Jim, glad to see everybody here this morning. Thanks for hanging out. Leon, where'd you go on vacation? Unfortunately, I missed every show. All good, Leon. We went to the beach. Had a great time. Had 20 people in the house. So it's Erica, her sisters, their husbands' kids, and then their kids bring some friends, and then obviously their parents, my in-laws. So there were 20 of us in the house. We had a great time, man. We were in Seacrest, so right next to Alice Beach on 30A. Had a house right there on 30A, which was awesome. So great time away, man. Always goes by too quickly, but it's good to relax and enjoy the beach and get some good meals and great weather and just unwind for a bit. Spend time with family. Hey, Lloyd Ruffins, good morning. Lowell Cormier, good morning. Brad, does Drew like going on vacation? Does he not like the change in his routine? Yeah, Drew's good question. He's so routine oriented. But we've gotten to the point where with Drew, when we tell him far enough in advance his schedule, then he's good with it, right? So we told him in advance, all right, you go to the beach, and he knows Drew's beach house is how we refer to it, and then he knows, Wednesday come back to Drew's house. And so he had his schedule in anew. And the thing that most importantly, what Drew loves is being with his people. So the fact that Mimi and Papa and Roro and JJ and everybody and Uncle James, Uncle Jeff, he loves his uncles. So the fact that everyone is there in one place, he gets to see them all the time, he's on fire. So I don't think he really cares much about the beach or the water or the ocean or vacation per se or anything like that. He just likes being with all his people. Hey, Dale, good morning from Pebble Beach. All right, man, hit him straight. Would love to go play Pebble one day. Rick, good morning. Happy belated birthday. My birthday's next Thursday. All right, very, very good, Rick. Early happy birthday to you. Cheers. So a week from today for Rick, huh? So that's the 16th. Is my math right? Yep. Let's see. Where are we? Hey, Michael, good morning. Getting closer. 58 days until season opener. Let's go. 58. 58 days till LSU Clemson, or 58 days until week 0? Haven't been doing the math, like the countdown math. For me, I was thinking about this morning. We leave for SEC Media Days a week from Sunday. So that's We leave in 10 days. It's crazy. We leave in 10 days for Tampa. And then you're in it, right? Because it's SEC Media Days. And then after SEC Media Days, the next week, the Saints report for training camp. And then the next week, LSU reports for fall camp. So and then you're in it. So it's here, y'all. Hey, Randy, good morning. Abner, good morning. Adam, have a nice day in Louisiana. Happy belated birthday. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it. Good morning. Have a great day. Christian, who do you think Texas would target if Sark left? I don't know. See, not covering Texas every day, I don't know if there is someone that's like the apple of their eye. You think about who the top tier coaching targets would be. It's just so different now with resources being what they are. Like you'd point out Signetti and Kirby, and it's like, but why would they leave the places where they are? So do you go to a G5, I guess, or G6, whatever now? Coach like with Florida hiring Summerall, maybe. I don't have a great answer to that question. Rick, July birthdays are the best. Brother, we got a lot of them in our family, man. I know I've told you all this before, but even if you go to the end of June, brother-in-law is June 20th. My niece is June 25th. Eli, my nephew, is July 4th. I'm the 8th. My niece, Maria, is the 13th. Drew's the 18th. My sister, Alicia, is the 19th. Olivia is the 29th. Eric is the 30th. We got lots of birthdays. July is very expensive. Hey, Craig. Good morning. Boot up, we ride. Eric, good morning. Great job on the LA Hall of Fame broadcast. Do you like doing that more than AFR? Same skill set or outside of your normal bread and butter? Yeah, that's very different. The interview on stage is not that dissimilar from anything else that when I interview people on AFR on any given day. But the purple carpet show, that's all off the cuff. I mean, that very much, because you don't know who's coming up next until like they're walking someone up to you. And then you're talking to them until they come on the IFB. IFB is, by the way, your earpiece. It's the internal feedback. So they come on the IFB and tell you, okay, throw it to Victor. He's got Warren Morris. So then you wrap your interview and throw it, but you don't know how long, who's walking up and how long you need to talk to him. So you have to really be ready to go and carry on a conversation with someone you weren't planning on talking to. So that part of it's very different. Hey, Dwayne, good morning. Eric, good morning. Real Young Citrus. Beach was great, man. Thank you. Cassandra, good morning. We had a great vacation. Thank you. Hey, Glenn, what's the plan for after LSU games this season? Glenn, I don't know. The certainty is I will be doing Locked On episodes after the game. The whiskey and wine part of it is probably going to be a little less structured, because I am planning on going to a few games this year. Like our friends at Woodside Energy, the Jersey Patch folks, they were kind enough to invite me and Erica. So obviously the Clemson game will be the first game that an LSU team has the Jersey Patch. And so the Woodside Energy people invited me and Erica to come to their tailgate and to the game with them and all that stuff. And I want to go to the Clemson game. So as a fan. So so if I'm in the stadium, I'm not going to be firing up whiskey and wine on my patio with a cigar as soon as the game ends. I think my friends at the lake have convinced me to go to Oxford. A lot of details need to be worked out, but there's that one. Erica and I are trying to get to Kentucky. I want to do a Bourbon Trail Kentucky trip. So anyway, there's a few games. Sorry. So anyway, I'll focus. There's a few games that I'm going to go to, so that's just not going to be plausible for me to fire up like on the back patio. Maybe as I'm walking out of the stadium, I'll do something on my phone live. But you can expect, of course, you can expect post-game commentary. The one thing for certain is I will be doing my Locked On episodes. Like if I'm home or as soon as I get whatever that night of the game, I will drop a Locked On episode. Okay, Cassandra, July 17th. We had a great vacation. Thank you. Our early happy birthday. Rocky on the way home. Beach was fun. That's awesome, man. Glad y'all had a good time. We weren't far. Rocky said he was down in Seaside. We're a little ways down from that, but hope y'all had a great time too. Craig, bring back Whiskey Wednesday. I told you, man, something had to go. Whiskey Wednesday started during COVID, and I would fire up a live stream on Wednesdays, and I'd open a different bottle of whiskey and just basically do this format, just nighttime adult conversation as opposed to morning scone. And we're just sipping whiskey, but something had to come off my plate. But I'm always open to content ideas. We'll see. Hey, Phil, good morning. Erica did a great job reading the messages, except she definitely mispronounced your name too, Phil. Brad, do you think SEC Media Days will ever be in New Orleans? Does the city have to bid, or does the commissioner pick the city? Yeah, so the cities do bid. It's not necessarily a bid like you're paying the league to come. It's more you put together your plan for the hotel packages, what sort of discounts you could offer with hotels, what events you can do in conjunction with media days, like. Generally, there are parties or outings, things to do that they offer to the credentialed media that are there. So it's putting together that kind of package. I absolutely think it'll go to New Orleans eventually. A few years ago when we were in Nashville, I had a long conversation with Herb Vincent, and Herb was just sort of getting feedback. And I think it's a very smart thing to do of a lot of media who go to it regularly. And, my point to him was like, you put it on the moon, we're going to go. Like we will go to SEC Media Days, wherever it is, whenever, for however long you all have media days. It's just a thing we're committed to always doing. But there was talk, I know, of going Dallas, Nashville, Atlanta, just rotating among those three. But now they're in Tampa. I certainly think it'll get to New Orleans eventually. Maybe Houston. I don't know. We'll see what ultimately they choose to do. What also is pretty clear is they're not going back to Hoover, which I'm glad. They want it in big cities. They want it in places that are quote unquote destinations that media want to come to and all that sort of stuff, to give it a bigger feel. Hey, Jim, if Sark leaves, they try Kiffin and wind up with Drinkwitz. 58 days until September 5th. Got it. I mean, the Drinkwitz thing, though, y'all may not want to hear this, but Eli Drinkwitz was LSU's backup plan. Coming from someone who knows everything about that coaching search and broke all the stories about that coaching search, Eli Drinkwitz was LSU's backup plan. If they did not Lane Kiffin, they were going to hire Eli Drinkwitz. Imagine how that would have gone over. Thank God we don't have to find out. Braden, what up, man? Good morning. Thank you. Appreciate you, bud. Hey, Christian, good morning. The lady and I accidentally on purpose talked ourselves into signing a purchase agreement to build ourselves a new home. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. Exciting times. Hey, Bob, good morning. Christian, do you think fall camp should be longer than a month? I think a month and a half is more beneficial. No, a month and a half is too long. If anything, I would say it should be shorter. And they don't do and they don't do 2-a-days anymore. And what they're talking about doing, I love the idea, is an off-season calendar where you do away with what we currently know as spring football and put together more of like an OTA structure, which in the NFL, which would stretch it out longer. So instead of having this clump of 15 practices, you could have, I think maybe 20 practices, but over a longer period of time. So you can space it out. So you're not going like clump, then you're gone, then clump together, fall camp, and then into the season. I think there's a better way to structure it, like what the NFL does. Hey, Chad, good morning. Are you cautiously optimistic regarding the Saints this year? I know I am. Chad, I think optimistic, but I think I'm realistic. And so, like, I don't think this team is going to be a contender, meaning I don't think they're going to a contender to win the NFC and go to the Super Bowl. I do think they can absolutely win the division. I think if Tyler Shough takes a big step in year 2, which I've given plenty of examples of second-year quarterbacks who took a big leap. Joe Burrow went to a Super Bowl in year 2. Nick Foles was year 2 in Philly when they went. Last year with Drake May in New England, went to a Super Bowl in year 2. There are Tom Brady was in his second year when he won the Super Bowl. Kurt Warner back in '99 when they won the Super Bowl with the Rams, he was in his second year. Like there's a long list. Patrick Mahomes in his second didn't go to the Super Bowl, but was in the AFC Championship game in year 2. They got beat by Brady in 18. But all that to say, there's a long list of quarterbacks who had a big kaboom in their second year. And I think Shough could do that. And if he does, then I think that a defense which was top 10 in the NFL a year ago, more weapons on offense against a weak division and the second easiest strength of schedule in the NFL. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a team that could go 9-8 and win a bad division. Absolutely, I do. Hey, Seth, good morning. Have you always been good at carrying a conversation with someone, or is it something you developed over time? Oh, I don't know, man. You'd probably have to ask my parents that. Speaking of, there's my dad. Hey, Dad. Good morning. I think, honestly, Seth, the key to carrying a conversation is listening and taking a genuine interest in the person you're talking to. And one of the things I've definitely learned as I've become a much better interviewer over the years, which helps in just carrying on conversation, is listening. Most people want to talk, they don't want to listen. But what I've learned is if you're listening to the answer someone's giving, that answer will lead you to the next question. And sometimes questions are as simple as why, how, when, who, what. So, anyway, Boatcock Brothers, LSU Woodside Cigars at the Clemson game. Okay, let's go. I'm here for it. Family definitely rolled through a box of Boatcock Brothers cigars at the beach among the 4 guys that were there. So I'm really excited, y'all, about the LSU football box. Oh, Erica. So Erica got my birthday present. Hang on. She got me a pair of Jordans, naturally. But hang on. I want to go get my birthday present that she got me. I want to show y'all. Hang on.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. construction and roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
Okay. Check it out. Erica got me a new humidor. I've got to keep the thing shut. And look, it's got pretty fired up about it, not going to lie. So my friends at Bocock need to fill this thing up. Oh. Anyway. So, I mean, I've got a couple, I don't know if you can tell, like, that's a box humidor. This is a box humidor back here. And so, like, I'm glad to be able to consolidate into something big and nice and new and with and backlit. And I need to clean up in here. So, rearrange, tidy up a bit. Okay, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post if you're on podcast, subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Cassandra, do the Bourbon Trail. You'll enjoy it. Did it a few years ago. Yep. I mean, it's definitely, look, I mean, I'm a whiskey nerd. And the fact that I've never been to the Bourbon Trail it blows people's minds when I tell them that. But good excuse to go. Hey, Kelly, good morning. Sweet. Hey, Matt from Nuremberg, Germany. I want to bring you some German whiskey called Slyers. It's delicious. Okay. I don't know if I've had German whiskey before. Sure. Love to try it. Hey, Kelly, good morning. Gumptious, good morning from day 5 in the quarter. Who needs no sleep and 19-hour workdays? Apparently it's me. Whew. I mean, the 19-hour workdays I can empathize with. I work a lot. The no sleep, that's the tough part. Hey, Jay, good morning. Truax, what up, man? Good morning. Hey, Dwayne, what's the ranking of the Tigers 27 recruiting class? Hang on, I'll tell you. Team rankings. Here we go. LSU is currently ranked 10th. In 10th by On3. Hey, Lynn. Marrero. My starting LSU secondary from Marrero. Ryan Clark, Torrey James, Norman Jefferson, Rayon Hill. Pretty good group. Mud RC. Shaw Eagle. Make sure you bring up that Catholic High game in 96. Hey, Christian. Morning, Matt. Be careful out there in Oxford. Some of my family is going as a student. I would love to go, but I envision something a lot worse than baseball fan punching someone incident. Yeah, Christian, that's one of the reasons I was super hesitant and remain super hesitant. But it's also one of those things I want to go to and I want to see. Hey, Scott, good morning. Let's see, was confused with the Locked On this morning before Morning Scone. Yeah, so Scott, normally I record Locked On at night and publish it at night. So Locked On episodes are day of. For me, my schedule, it works better for me to record it at night. So I used to record it at night and set it to publish in the morning. And what started happening was I was like, this is ready to go. Why wait until 7 a.m.? And so I just started publishing it at like 10 o'clock at night. And what happened is a lot of folks who work shift work and work overnights, or maybe who are truck drivers or whatever, are super appreciative because they listen or watch in the overnight hours. It's fresh content for them during those. So I'll wake up and there's already a big number on the episode. It's like, well, why was I waiting on this? So that's why I normally do it at night. Last night had a major tech issue with my whole setup. I don't know what happened. And it was like almost 1 a.m. and I just, I took my fist, I pounded the desk so hard. I was so frustrated. Eric came and just like, what was that? I was like, it was me. I pounded that ass. But anyway, so I just went to bed and woke up early and recorded the episode this morning. Thankfully, I was able to figure out what was going on. Hey, Patrick, good morning. Thank you, man. Glad to be home. Bo Nix. Yep, Bo Nix. Was your birthday yesterday? Yes, yesterday was my birthday. 44 in my Reggie Jackson era. 44. My Reggie Jackson year, I should say, 44. Brad, wasn't Mel Tucker the backup after Ed got fired? Mel Tucker was definitely one they were interested in. It would have been fascinating to see what would have happened if Brian Kelly didn't take that job. But worked out the way it did. Hey, Patrick, good morning. Let's see. I've been thinking through how to level up the Bayou Mac Live setup. StreamYard keeps coming up. Appreciate the recommendation. StreamYard's great. That's what I use. That's what we use for Locked On. That's what I use for Morning Scone. Got my dad using StreamYard. My dad. So shout out my dad. If you want to check it out, is Deacon Jody. He's a deacon in the Catholic Church, and he does daily content on the daily readings. For the church on that day. So if you're interested, go check out his YouTube channel. I need to get Dad set up an RSS feed for podcast too. Maybe I'll do that today. I need to go over to Mom and Dad's house anyway today. So, but yeah, if you're interested, go check out Deacon Jody on YouTube. I'm shocked you haven't done the Bourbon Trail. Told you. People are always shocked when they find out I haven't done that. Hey, Gunner, good morning. I listened to the episode the other day breaking down draft risks. Was curious what percentage chance do you think guys like Adams, Washington, Santorelli end up on campus? So I don't like to shoot from the hip on that one, Gunner. Every year, about a week before this, we're actually right about now, I go through all of the LSU commitments, we're talking about baseball, and I kind of pull a handful of scouts and get their opinion on guys and the odds that they actually show up on campus. What I can tell you is I know the LSU staff has basically no expectation of Logan Schmidt coming to campus, nor should they. I mean, he's going to be a top 50 pick and he's going to sign. There's a couple of other arms that we're keeping an eye on. Lucas Naraki's a big one because he's a lefty. And then Jensen Hirschkorn is a big righty who throws 97. Those two guys are certainly risks to sign, but you could get to campus. Now, he mentioned Adams and Santorelli. Those would be big-time bats. If you get Malachi Washington, is a kid from the Atlanta area. He's a really talented outfielder who's always sort of assumed he would never show up on campus, but we'll see. I don't know. Of those three, Gunner, Adams, Washington, Santorelli, if you get one of them to campus, that's a win. Two, that's incredible. I think Washington is, of those three, maybe the least likely. I think there's a 50-50 chance you could get Santorelli, and that would be huge to get a big bat like that. Maybe Adams most likely. Seems like his stock has dropped a little bit. But again, I don't like to just guess on those things. I like to ask people who know and then pass along their opinions. But I know Logan Schmidt, he's going to sign. Hirschkorn and Naraki are the other big time arms where you feel like maybe you got a shot. Not a good shot, but you got a shot. Hey, John Fry, Buffalo Trace and Angels Envy, I recommend. Angels Envy is downtown Louisville. Yep, I've seen, I haven't been through Angels Envy. I've seen the distillery there. I'll definitely hit Buffalo Trace. I would, I definitely want to do Heaven Hill. And Taylor Calandra always raves about Maker's Mark. Maker's isn't my favorite whiskey, but he said Maker's and Jim Beam, the distillery tours are incredible experiences. So maybe I'll end up doing those two. We shall see. Hey, Glenda, good morning. Craig, daughter's birthday is July 13th. Son's birthday is July 16th. Y'all got an expensive month too. Hey, Trivia, good morning. Philip, good morning. When are you going to get Levitt on the show? He's been like invisible. Sooner or later, he's going to have to be media friendly. Yeah, I don't think it's that he's invisible or not media friendly. He was limited in spring, and so we just didn't have the opportunity to talk to him. But of course, he'll be available once they're in season, and we do player interviews and such. So yeah, I mean, as far as on the show, would love to get him on the show. And I think one of the I don't mind letting y'all in on this. One of the things that we're working on a bit with our friends at Our Lady of the Lake is a program where part of the deliverables for their NIL athletes are to have them come on AFR. And so Levitt and Jordan Seaton and Trades Green and Whit Weeks. And I mean, they got 23 football players, DJ Pickett, Harlan Berry. So coming up with a calendar, a schedule to get them all on the show, which would be great. Not only because it'd be great for content, but then also that's great awareness for Our Lady of the Lake and the NIL deals that they've done with so many of these student athletes, which we did that with Gordon a few weeks back, if y'all remember, when we had Derek Curiel and Gavin Guidry and Cooper Moore and Chris Stanfield all came in studio. But what I told him was like, look, we got those guys in Get Gordon shirts, put them in studio, interviewed him. The interview aired on AFR, and then we post-produced it into 30 different shorts across all these different platforms, and we put it on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. And anyway, and it did cumulatively in all the places we repurposed it and tagged Gordon and everything, did more than 1 million impressions. So it was a massive thing. I'm like, well, if you're making the investment, the NIL investment to sign these athletes, then leverage it for the most attention possible. Well, you can do that on our show. And the benefit to me is, and our audience is, we get the content. And the benefit to them is they really get a huge spotlight shown on their NIL athletes. So I hope to be able to have Sam Levitt in studio in partnership with the Lake. And I'm really excited about that and sort of organizing all that. So it's just at that point, it becomes, okay, you have 23 different guys, you have practice schedule, you have, class schedule, all the different obligations. So how can we make it work? But my thing to them was, listen, I'll be flexible. Whenever, wherever, if I need to take a camera and go somewhere to interview those guys for 10 minutes at a time, boom, we'll do it. If they can come to studio, great. But either way, we'll make it work. Let's see. Is that Virginia Cajun, VA Cajun? Wild Turkey has a great touring facility. I believe so. Singer, good morning. Hey, Brett, enjoyed James B. Beam and Four Roses. I got to do Four Roses too. Heaven Hill was also a blast. Yeah, if I had three that I would want to do, it would be Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, Four Roses. Those would be my three if I were picking. Hey, Rob, isn't the roster limit 34? Seems like LSU only has room for about 8 kids, depending on Guidry, Sheeran, and Garcia do. So, yes, Rob. Now, the baseball roster limits are 34, and my estimate is they're actually over that number because I think they're going to return 18 players. They've added 8 via the portal. So I would put them at 26. And they have 22 now members of their high school signing class. Now, you don't have room for 22. And if you lose 10 guys to the draft, which would be a giant number, let's say you lose 8 guys to the draft, then you're still talking about adding, 15, 16 guys, or probably about, let's call it 13 high school guys. So you're over, which is why you've seen some of the high school decommits or flips. They've had to sort of cut from the bottom of the class a little bit. And then, here, the other thing that we don't know is how many guys from last year's freshman class they DSA'd. So this was part of, if I've explained this before, if you're an everydayer on Locked On, you probably know this, but as part of the House settlement, they allowed for what's called a DSA, a designated student athlete tag. So members of last year's freshman class were able to be DSA'd, meaning they, for the duration of their college career, they will not count against the roster number. Because what they didn't want to have happen is, okay, let's say a team had 40 players and now all of a sudden the roster limit has been cut to 34. And they were going to have to cut student athletes to get within compliance. What they said is, okay, well, for your incoming freshman class, you can DSA any incoming freshman. So the duration of their career, they will not count against the 34. Now, my opinion is every team should have just done that with every player. But to give yourself that roster leeway to allow that transition to 34 over a 4-year cycle. But then you have to pay for those student athletes, right? Because now it's an equivalency sport. So it's however many players get full scholarships. So if you have 41 players, you have to give 41 full scholarships, which means you're going to pay for that. As I've said all the time, the scholarships are not deferred. The tuition is not deferred. It has to be paid. So the athletic department pays to the university those tuition fees. So, and so for a sport like baseball, which loses money everywhere, loses less money at LSU, but still loses money everywhere, do you really want to take on 6, 8, 10 more scholarships? Not every place can do that. At a place like LSU, you can and you will if you need to, but I don't know how many players they DSA'd a year ago. So when you look at the returning class, so real quick. So for example, they redid LSUsports.net. So Theophilus, Cerna, Paz is gone, Klaus is gone. I don't know if he's back or not. Ruckert, Ricken, Braun, Patrick. So those 6, hypothetically, who are returning, if they DSA'd them, those are 6 guys you could have on the roster that won't count against your 34. So in theory, if they DSA'd all of them, then you could have 40 on the roster. I hope that makes sense. Hey, Michael, who holds the record for most kickoff and punt return touchdowns for LSU? Is there a chance anyone on this year's team could surpass that? In a career or in a season? I mean, my guess is Kevin Falk. Skylar Green. Most combined special teams return touchdowns held by Skylar Green. Punt returns 4 during his career. Well, this was actually, I need to check to see if that's still valid. That was 05. Matt, man, if you could pull it off, that'd be fantastic. Are you talking about with the lake? I mean, that is the plan. Yeah, talking about the OLOL, dude. That is the plan. Like I've talked about that with their marketing folks. I gave them a deck of what we did with the Gordon, with the G team. And keep in mind, like, you have to have to get those deals through the CSC. You have to have deliverables that are equivalent of the value that you're paying for them. Well, if I can show you, hey, look, this interview did 1 million impressions. Well, now you can give a real equivalent cost on that based on CPMs, cost per thousand. So I can say, okay, if there's a $7, $11, $40 CPM, whatever it is, I don't know, and we did 1 million impressions, well, now you can actually put a real monetary value on that interview, and you can do it 23 times over for all those guys. So, or every athlete that the league signs across all sports. So, anyway, I think it's a good idea. I've pitched every business on that. Like, if you do NIL deals, put part of your deliverables that come on my show, and we'll put your logo on it. We'll tag you and everything. We'll post, like, we'll do all the work to get it out there, because otherwise what you have to do if you do those deals, right? If you do an NIL deal, think of it this way. You have to pay the athlete. But then if you're buying TV commercials or radio commercials or billboards or whatever, or digital ads, whatever, you have to pay for that reach. So, and you have to pay to produce a commercial. So, like, you pay the athlete, then you pay to have a production company produce the commercial, then you have to pay the TV, radio, billboard for the media. Or you can pay the athlete and put them on my show for free, and then we'll take care of all of the post-production. They'll be on air, we'll be on podcast, all the social media platforms. That we do it all. Pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. Hey, bud. Good morning. Hi. You want to come say hi to Dad's show? Hi, Erica. When does fall camp start? They have not yet announced the date, Tigers. So we'll learn. They have not given us the schedule for when fall camp starts. So they get, I mean, I can give you a best guess. They get, it's roughly a month. So they're permitted 25 practices. And so if you look at, they cannot do 2-a-days anymore. And they have the acclimation period, the ramp up period, right? So you have 25 fall camp practices over, I think, 29 days. So if it's usually the beginning of August. It's usually like the first, if they start like on a Monday or a Tuesday, whatever, it would be in August, the first. But they'll make it work over those 29 days to get 25 practices in. Hey, Brandon, good morning from Fresno. All right, Brandon. Hey, Scott, welcome home. I've heard you and Feinbaum say it is that reporter's responsibility to ask the question. Does reader interest demand define that responsibility or defined by something else? It's not so much a reader or listener viewer's interest.
I want to get the iPad, please.
Okay, well, that was such a good question. Thank you so much for asking like that. Thank you, Erica. Okay. Almost done.
Yeah.
To the question about the responsibility to ask the question. That's the job. Like, If you are in a press conference, your job is to ask pertinent questions to the people responsible. You are, as a reporter, your job is to report news. And to do so, you ask questions, pertinent, valid questions of the people responsible. It's why you have access to a press conference, to these people, to be able to ask those questions in a professional setting. If you're not, then why are you there? It's one of the big issues that I have with fan media. So I want to be very clear, though, because people can get this confused. So I want to be very, very clear. I am 100% okay in every way with people who start a podcast, start a YouTube channel, whatever, and crushing it and winning. I love that because that is a true meritocracy. If you are good and you put out content and you cut through the noise and people find your content and like it and you win, that is awesome. I'm fired up for you, genuinely. What I am not okay with is the blurring the line between doing a show and giving opinions and being entertaining and thinking of yourself as a reporter. Those are very, very different lanes. Very different lanes. I am traditionally trained as a reporter. I went to journalism school and print journalism. My degree is in print journalism. So I have that. I did 4 years of news. I have that background. That is not what I do on AFR. What I do on AFR is I give you opinions and I entertain and all that stuff. Ever since we launched LouisianaSports.net, I have had to tap more into journalism, breaking news, all that stuff, because I'm running that website. So I've had to sort of morph into that role. I know it's very confusing for people because they saw me for so many years not be the breaking news guy, but I've had to become that in a sense. But that's like the big problem I have is when organizations, teams, leagues credential fan media because it confuses the audience. Because when someone gets a credential, it effectively gives them a degree of credibility that they have not earned and don't deserve. And that may sound crass or callous. I don't mean for it to be that way. I'm just being very honest with you. But it's how you end up with it. It's how you end up with one of our favorites, y'all.
Questions? Walker Parks, is he? Oh, he'd be all right. He'd be all right. He'd be good to go. He didn't go today.
That's how you end up with that when you have fan media. The fact that that guy was standing in Dabo's presence and couldn't even get a question out. Just, Walker Parks, is he? Oh, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. Not, Coach, what is Walker Parks' injury? Coach, why did you hold Walker Parks out of practice today? Coach, when do you anticipate Walker Parks returning? Is Walker Parks in danger of missing the LSU game? What standard will he need to achieve to be ready to play against LSU? Like, there's so many very obvious questions if you're actually willing to ask them. But what you get instead is some super intimidated person who's just a fan going, Walker Parks, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. Oh, okay, great. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to say the name of an offensive lineman. That's the problem. Hope that makes sense. Will you guys get access or no? You're talking about for fall camp? I don't know what Lane's going to do. I mean, he was great with us in spring. Second half of spring, he gave us full access. It was awesome. I don't know what he's going to do in fall camp. I would guess during the season we're going to get nothing, but I hope he lets us in there to watch all of fall camp. How many players does Will have on his roster? How many are going to be a battle to get eligible? Well, there are 4 on the roster right now, and all the other ones are going to be a battle. The iPad is in my room. Rex, did you happen to read the ESPN piece by Seth Wickerspam? I don't know if you did that on purpose. On Sean Payton last 2 weeks, last year. I hope Kellen Moore is a quarter as detailed as Sean. I have not read it. I need to go again. When I'm on vacation, I know I do Locked On, I do Morning Scone, but other than that, I do my best to unplug. So maybe I'll do that today. Brad, is Olivia the daughter of Erica's brother or sister? Sister. So Erica is one of three girls. So it's Jennifer, Erica, Lauren. And so Olivia is Jennifer's oldest. So she's the oldest of all the cousins. Sean called Jerry Rice to make a video so he could prove a point to a player about wearing sleeves. Jerry vowed not to after fumbling years ago. Typical Sean. I know that about Jerry Rice. Take the shot. Let's see. Good morning, Matt. You should do some sort of unfiltered college football week recap show with Marler every week. It would do big numbers. Y'all two together would be cinema. I value my sanity way too much to do media with Marler any more than I have to. Tiger Poppy, good morning. Appreciate you, man. All right, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Hey, remember Brock Rock and Wine, Saturday, August 1st. We're counting down to it. Get your tickets, brortho.com. Parish Construction and Roofing. We are giving away not one, but two fortified roofs, one in the greater Baton Rouge area, one in the greater New Orleans area. So please enter today. You'll see the link on the homepage. There's two shields. One says New Orleans roof giveaway. One says Baton Rouge roof giveaway. Just click whichever one's relevant to you. Unique Physique, unique aesthetics and wellness. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Check them out, uniquephysique.com, uniquephysique.com. Book a session with Crystal Poche at Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Cannot wait for the new LSU football box to be released. When it is, we'll certainly let you know. And you can save 15% when you just go to Matt15, Matt15 for 15% off. And of course, our friends at FMOL Health are related to the Lake Championship Health partner of LSU Athletics. Saw yesterday also the Lake, or maybe it was in the daily report that I got this morning. I just saw that this morning. It's like, how about this? A new interdisciplinary, Our Lady of the Lake Health Interdisciplinary Science Building, $148 million on the building. But there was something else I saw today. It was like $1.6 million in grants and research grants. Oh, look, Terry was calling me. I'll take that call in a second. Anyway, I need to get a lot more of those details, but the Lake's doing incredible things, and I'm so fortunate to be able to help tell that story. They're doing amazing things, not just the Lake, but FMOL for our state, and obviously the hospital in Mississippi as well. Learn more, fmolhealth.org/LSU. Hey, Chad, let's see, wife and I celebrating 18 years of marriage. Congrats, man. She's a Buckeye fan. As we celebrate our anniversary, I also celebrate LSU's win in the national championship over Ohio State. Well done. Well done. Eddie, updates on Royal. The only update on Easton Royal is that his camp has told Sam Spiegelman this week that they anticipate a final decision before August. So by the end of July, so sometime here in the next 3 weeks, they think that they'll have a final decision on Royal because he wants it done by the time he starts his senior year. Okay, y'all, let's get out of here. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. If you're on podcast, subscribe in your favorite podcast app, rate us, leave a review. Please go check out Locked On LSU. I'd appreciate it greatly. I'm off of AFR today and Friday. I'll be back on Monday on AFR. Y'all have a great day. See you. Peace. I'm out of here.